those who are riveted to the mundane, and particularly the male-female relationship, they're charmed, endlessly charmed by that, will have a tendency to view Krishna Lila through a polluted lens. Right? So, and it's described in different places. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in one place, considering that those subject matters for the highest section of liberated souls, and you may humbly take it that maybe I'm not quite there yet, he said, what will be advisable for them? Krishna Lila, but the childhood pastimes of Krishna. That'll be appropriate for them. He says this in the Chaitanya Shikshamritam. And the Gaur Lila. Is there another question?
Yes. Rai Kishore in Utah.
Yeah.
Does our karma affect our capacity to serve?
Does our karma affect our capacity to serve? Well, this is a very interesting subject. And at this time, like to say, Srila Guru Maharaj, he's given some, as usual, very interesting, unique interpretations of things. So he says that, and of course this is like insider's question, but I just respond to these questions. So, and segueing from Krishna Lila to this, there's something called Parakiya Bhav, which means that a sense of another, and this can be defined with particulars in different ways, and I'll be a little more clear about this. For example, he'll mention Yashoda, Mother Yashoda. She will think, she hears rumors of Krishna's divinity. She thinks Krishna's my son. Right? But she hears rumors around town, people saying, you know, what Gopal, what he did with that Putana, and then there was Aghasura, and then they said, you know, he may not be just an ordinary child. So some thinks he's a demigod, some thinks he's Bhagavan himself, etc. And Yashoda is hearing these things and thinking, they're trying to say, he's not my child. So this is Parakiya Bhav on a level where she's thinking, that sense that he might belong to someone else is drawing Krishna nearer to her. She's pulling him closer. No, he's my boy. And they're making up all these things because they're envious. They're envious people. And then there are cowherd boys. They're playing. They know also these different, remember the Aghasura thing and this, that. We saw that big man look like Brahma bowing down. You know. Some say Gopal's not like one of us. And they're of different opinions about that. So they're feeling that sense of he belongs, he's something else. And what is that? The end result is it increases their affection for him. And then it's applied in different ways. So, but Guru Maharaj once gave a very interesting explanation in this way about the aspiring sadhaka or servitor, that we are trapped by karmic circumstances, right? Our karma is surrounding us. Tamasa bahurupena vestita karma hetuna. Manu says that we're dressed in our karma. That's what all these bodies are. When he was writing them, he said, you see those trees? They're wearing their karmic dress. You see that man who just walked out? He's wearing his karmic dress. She's wearing her karmic dress. The dog is wearing that karmic dress. The bird, this is karmic dress. Veshtita karma hetuna. They're dressed in their karma. And in that karmic dress, they're on a stage of karmic circumstance. And it's all deserved. Right? They're responsible for that. Everyone. Right? This is a Vedic perspective. I said, you mean where some people are suffering? Everyone is dressed in their karma and they're responsible for their karmic circumstances. So then he said, well, what about those who are pursuing spiritual culture? And here's where Srila Guru Maharaj comes with his unique interpretation. He said, just as when parakiya means a paramour, like there's a wife and she has a paramour. Right? So he's very attentive to the household duties, and the heart's given over to the paramour. He said, so the devotee, the aspiring devotee, okay, in karmic circumstance, dressed in varying degrees of karma and surrounded by karmic circumstance, like the husband, in the theoretical sense, has some right over the wife. This wife, husband, some demands. So the karmic circumstances that we've generated, they're coming for some demand from us. Right? Because somebody say, well, no, I'm pursuing the devotional line. I'm no longer a debtor to anyone, and, call these people off, and look, I've got, Kanti Mala, and I, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It doesn't say in the book, Yamadutas, go home, read the 6th canto. But Guru Maharaj is saying, when these karmic companions come to exact what they want, no, you owe me. You mean you did all that? You owe me something. No. He said, the aspiring devotees, what do you say, almost like bribing them with some respect. Whereas really in their hearts, they're given over to Krishna consciousness, they're making a show of responding to those things. Their heart is given over to the lotus feet of Guru and Gauranga. But they're, it's like, I don't know, someone has a bunch of debtors and say, well, the check's in the mail, kind of thing. But who qualifies for that? Right? As Gurudev likes to say, quoting one of Guru Maharaj's godbrothers, 1% devotee, 5%, 10%, 25%, 50%, 80%. So we can understand, to the degree of dedication, the degree of application. Other questions? Okay. Scientist. You have someone here from MIT. Yes, sir.
You read in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the morning, and it's mentioned that the qualities of the disciple, they should be inquisitive about the absolute truth. And so here, that knowledge seeking is not always but how to harmonize this. That was one of the qualities that was emphasized.
Yes, so the question has to do with, on the one hand, we're told we should inquire about divinity, the absolute truth, etc. And then on the other hand, we're told
Knowledge seeking to try to
not to avoid, trying to, what I call, interrogate divinity, which I think is the answer. So you say, to inquire, it's mentioned in the Gita, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprajnena sevaya. But first, when we say inquire about that, then what is it? Is it something abstract, something personal? Just like in dealing with a person, you can understand there's so much you can ask before it becomes offensive, right? Like they say about women, don't ask them how old they are, how much they weigh, or if they're pregnant. Right? Does that mean you shouldn't ask them any questions? So, with the infinite, we shouldn't ask those kind of questions either. Right? They're insulting, and they're not, the answers to those questions are not relevant. So we're told in the Gita, first of all, before you start asking all these questions,